Hello mga kababayan, welcome to my channel. Welcome to Laruan ni Obi-Wan. The figure for this afternoon's review is the Batman action figure from Batman the Three Jokers. So let's examine the content of our purchase. So basically we have the action figure. We have just one accessory, which is a grapple gun. We don't have any batarangs or spare hands or an alternate head for this figure. For the blue backing for this packaging material, we have the stand and a trading card. So the trading card, the art on the trading card is the same as the art on the back of this packaging, the box packaging. So standard practice, every time I take out an action figure for review or play, I subject it first to a low heat or high heat hair dryer. So let's examine the only accessory that this action figure comes with, which is just a grapple gun. No batarangs on the grapple gun. So as for the size, I think this is just a right size for a Batman grapple gun. But as for the length or the size of the grapple cord, I think that is just way too big. So if you have this kind or size of rope or grapple cord, then just imagine the length that this canister would hold. So it just wouldn't be so long or too long, just which means that if Batman has to get through the next skyscraper, I think the line won't hold or just won't reach its intended mark. So this is my take on this accessory. Well, it's a personal choice, depends on you personally. But for me, I'd rather have the grapple gun in this configuration, wherein the hook is splayed or extended and Batman is ready to fire the grapple gun at a certain point of a building or a tower. So I just cut off the cord and super glued the hook to the edge or the opening of the barrel. So let us discuss the articulation points on this action figure. So what is different? So when we take a look at the head and the neck, instead of the head as a separate piece, as you could see, it is now one molded piece with the neck. So actually, the articulation point is on the sternum area or the clavicle area. So once you move the head sculpt, the neck moves in conjunction or in accordion with the head. So plus point or negative point, I really cannot say, but so far I'm liking the concept. The only thing that I have a gripe on is with regards to the glossiness underneath underneath the chin. So in the neck area over here, it's just way too glossy. So actually it's not paint nor is it oil. I really don't know. So later after this review, I'm going to heat this area up and take out the head sculpt and use some bit of alcohol or nail polish to possibly remove that gloss. Okay, as for other articulation points, do we have butterfly joints on the shoulders? We have bicep cut for rotation, and just be careful with the bicep cut over here that you first loosen it up, because on this figure that I purchased, the area over here was just way too stuck. So applying heat and then it's loose right now, so we are free to articulate that area. We have a pin system or 2-pin system for the elbow. So the elbow has 2 cuts for bend, and the bend is quite clean, so does not look abnormal. But actually, if you move it from this direction, from this point first, it's still okay. But once you move it that way, okay, so it's still okay, looks still normal. Does not look like we have a really bad break on the design. So as for the torso, we have a cut or a ball on the diaphragm for sideways motion and some bit of upward and downward movement, and we have also a ball on the waistline for rotation, and these 2 points actually move in sync with each other. But once you do move these 2 areas, just make sure that you realign the torso so it doesn't look funny. So sometimes the six-pack would move towards this direction or that direction and isn't center line. So the belt, I was looking at the belt. I think it is connected, or is just one mold or piece, or is, I think that is the belt is just glued to the bat briefs, the gray bat briefs. So I think it's possible to change this belt system if you're not a fan of it, but personally it's okay. So for the thigh area, we have the rotation point would be over here instead of the more traditional cut on the thighs, and then you could rotate the thighs. We have 2 points of articulation for the knee. We don't have any articulation point on the boot. The foot, I mean, is on a ball and a swivel. So apply heat on this area too, just a reminder, because these areas are really stiff. The hand area is also on a ball and a swivel. So let's see if I could show that swivel. So there it is. Okay, there's the swivel. So it's an articulated figure. So this action figure actually is the second variation of the Mcfarlane Toys Gold Label Year 2 Batman action figure, which is the more pricier one. So at almost $100, this gold label action figure, actually the color is just different. So it's blue, gray, and yellow, while this is more of a Spartan action figure wherein we have a plastic cape and little accessories, actually just one accessory, the grappling hook. So I generally would just tend to gravitate towards this color instead of that, plus of course the price tag. And I know that if ever I wanted a really good looking cape for this action figure, I could have it for less, because eBay has sellers that would make custom capes for these action figures, and the ends are wired. So I was looking at the torso or the bodies of these 3 action figures, and especially on our figure which we are reviewing right now, this area over here somehow shares the resemblance on this more classic Superman Mcfarlane figure by Mcfarlane. So especially the bulbous area over here and the way it is cut, somehow it's the same as this body. So I just wish that the body that was used for this action figure would have been this unmasked version, wherein as you could see the muscle and the way that the body is proportioned, the V, as compared to this one. Somehow this does not look so really beefed up or bulky as compared to this body, wherein somehow this looks really better compared to this. So as to other proportions on the anatomy of this action figure, so far the arms and the legs are okay. It's just this area over here. I would just wish that it was more beefed up or bulky. But other than that, the design of the head in proportion to the rest, well, looks okay. So a little bit of left and right. As you could see, the head is proportioned. It's not too small or not too big. The hands are also of good proportion. We only have a fisted left hand and a accessory holding right hand. No extra hands on this set. But for the gloves, I really like the length of the scallops. So these 3 scallops, really nice. I really like that. So if this figure had longer bat ears and it was all colored black, this would pass already as a Michael Keaton Batman. So fresh from the display case, I took out my Arkham Knight Batman action figure, and I was just imagining that this action figure had the length of the bat ears on this Arkham action figure. So, and imagining that this is all black, that's going to be a Michael Keaton Batman. Well, anyway, even if we don't have this figure in all black, in its present condition or coloration or configuration, it is already an okay or a good looking action figure. And accessories, if you have other Mcfarlane Batman action figures around or in your collection, you could share it with this guy. So that's not going to be an issue or a problem. As for future considerations on this figure, I think the only custom thing that I'm going to do would be a wired cloth cape. So something that I could easily do as a side project later. An old t-shirt and some wire and a sewing kit and a little bit of glue. And this figure is going to shine with a new cape. Or possibly I could just order on eBay if I get too lazy to do it myself. Well, compared to the gold label, I somehow like this better. Well, it's less than the gold label. The price is okay by my standard. Instead of spending almost $100 on just one figure, at least I still keep my money and save for another figure and save up for gas for toy hands. So that is just my take on this action figure. So whenever this is already available in your area, just check out for QC issues while it's in back. Ends my review on this fine action figure. If you find one, get it. That's my recommendation. It's simple, but it really shines. So, well, of course, there's some things that you would want it to make it look better, but straight out of the box, plain Jane, simple and beautiful, and I recommend it. So once again, this is your channel, Laruan ni Obi-Wan. See you on the next review.